and welcome to another Dave Does. Today we are doing a Patreon request. This is where our wonderful Patreons who support the channel get to pick up to 3 videos per month as part of their Patreon tier package and pick 3 videos for me to check out. So today we're checking out Motion Device and the song is Void. Usual blurbs are going to come across the screen. As always, the rules are simple: no pausing and no talking during the videos. You get to enjoy the song, I get to enjoy the song. Eddie, Animal, Fred and Anne also get to enjoy the song, and some blurbs are going to come across the screen. I'll share thoughts and feelings at the end. Let's count it in. 3, 2, 1, go!
Separation.
Okay, so Motion Device and Void. So lots and lots of thoughts in my head around this particular song. So they might be a little bit disjointed because this is the only problem with not pausing, not talking over the top, or not sitting there and making notes as you go and just watching the video, is you kind of then have to kind of go back through your head and try and remember all the thoughts as they came to you. So video is very cool. I did notice it's quite obviously because it released in September the 5th, 2020, so we're in the middle of the pandemic. Isolation, etc., lockdowns in countries. We're getting a lot of these videos that came out in 2020 so far where lots of single shots on individual band members. So probably, I'm guessing that individual band members shot, they weren't all shot at the same time in the same room, because you never saw a whole band shot. Saw a lot of those, and it's great to see how bands are kind of having to cope with the situation, still get music out there, still be able to do videos, but where they can't get the whole band together, they're doing it that way. So it's great to still see bands doing what they can to get new music out. I'll get to the lyrics in a minute, although that'll be a smaller bit at the end, but talk about the song itself. So let's talk about the vocals. One thing I've been really liking about Motion Device and the singer's vocals here is she's got this really nice natural movement in her voice. She flows really well. I've noticed this on all the different reactions we've done. Compared to some people, are very precise and clean. And that's all down to their the dictation, the pronunciation. They want to get these really clean lines, and she manages to get this clean line, but she's not afraid to kind of do that kind of flowing. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like someone like Marianne Faithfull, kind of that sort of natural rhythmic flow, which isn't all about getting clear lines and kind of hitting this key and then going straight up and having that clear transition. She kind of has that nice blend, and it's cool. It's a very smooth, natural vocal tone, and I really like that. The song itself is a very repetitive chord progression. So they do this very repetitive chord progression, but they build up on it each rotation. They add something, or they change something which takes it from a verse to a chorus. And I've seen some other bands do something very, very similar with this. Maybe not quite as long as this in length, because it was just under 8 minutes. I've seen people do it on 3 and 4 minute songs, and it works really well if you structure it really well. And you don't really notice it until you go back that effectively they're just rotating the same chord progression. But apart from that, very cool. And I liked there's some really nice little interesting drum parts on the hi-hat to the snare. Guitar solo was great. What was the other thing? Oh, influences. So it kind of, I was getting all sorts of kind of things, thoughts and feelings about sound, style. Kind of reminded me of like 70s rock. There were elements of 70s, but also reminded me of like 90s grunge. So I was kind of getting from the 70s, I was getting like some sort of Sabbath Zeppelin crossover vibe in certain elements of the music. I was then getting from a vocal tone, I was getting kind of an Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, that sort of kind of era. Even kind of sort of like Smashing Pumpkins, that kind of that 90s grunge movement. So it was kind of a cool crossover between the 70s hard rock, early heavy metal to 90s grunge crossover, and it sounded really cool. So I really liked it. Then started to have a look at the lyrics nearer the end, because I don't tend to try and break down lyrics at the start of the song unless it's a kind of a clear title. Now, I find the lyrics a little bit hard on first reading to try and break down what it's about. Separation from what's wrong and right, no need to talk it out. When it's so real, I can't adapt, so I go on my way, too damn hard to relate. So there's obviously a very specific breakdown between either persons or peoples, etc. And then I heard the word isolation, so it made me think, well, it's come out in 2020. Are we talking about people being separated from each other? Is it political? I haven't had enough time, and I don't want to spend time just you watching me on the screen trying to break this down, but there's obviously a little bit more in depth. So once you know what the topic is they're talking about, the lyrics are going to make more sense. If you don't know what the topic is, it's a little bit harder to break the lyrics down for me. But I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments down below what the lyrics are all about, because it's always interesting. I do read the comments. I may not always respond to them, but I will definitely always read them. So if you send me comments about what the topic's about, I will definitely read it. But another great song by Motion Device. Definitely one of my favourite bands that I've come across in 2020 and can obviously now continuing into 2021. Now, if you like this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like, share, leave your comments down below. Say hello to Eric, Animal, Fred, and Anne. If you want to send anything into the for unboxing, the PO box details are down below. And of course, we have the Patreon if you want to get involved in the Patreon as well. And it's always greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. And that, of course, is how Dave does it.